What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another Renegade Pop Culture podcast. My name is Mike. Joining me is Kiona.
Hey guys, what's up?
And we got Jacob.
Hello there.
And today we are interviewing the filmmakers of the Last Blockbuster documentary. Joining us is Taylor Morden.
Hello. Thanks for having us.
And we have Zeke Cam.
Hey guys.
Internet sensations and the most awesome documentarians ever.
Yes.
Here we are.
We're in the top million most awesome documentary.
Oh, for sure.
Barely.
Now, just to clarify here, I'm going to just state it openly that I did actually pledge some money towards the Kickstarter. So I'm not reviewing the movie, but I am going to add in my 2 cents and stuff. And for this interview, we're definitely going to talk about my time as a Blockbuster employee, a CSR, a customer service representative, dealing with all those people that had late fees.
Well, thank you for supporting the Kickstarter.
Of course, man. That was fun, man. As soon as I saw that there was a Last Blockbuster a documentary coming out, I was like, oh man, nostalgia.
Yeah, and your name was even in the credits too, because while I was watching it on video on demand, I actually took a picture of it on my phone and put it in our private messenger and just, Kiona, your first screen credit. Yeah, you must be on cloud 9 because of that.
Oh man, that's awesome.
That's actually one of the questions that I had. How did this project all what was the inspiration behind this whole project?
Well, Zeke and I live here in Bend, Oregon, which is not a very big town. And about 5 years ago, driving around the town, I mean, both of us, we would constantly see this big Blockbuster video sign because it's in the middle of town, drive past it all the time. And I for sure thought that it was abandoned. You see them all over the country, the big Blockbuster sign, because it costs more to take it down than it does to just leave it. So a lot of times they'll just paint over it, or, I've seen some where it's clearly the Blockbuster ticket shape, but it says liquor store or like that. But one day my curiosity got the better of me and I decided I'm going to poke my head in and look around this abandoned Blockbuster because that'll be good for Instagram or something. And what I found was not only was it not closed, but it was like nothing had changed. Like you walk in and it was like 2002, it looked the same, smelled the same, and there were people in there renting DVDs, which that really threw me of wait, what? It's 2016, 2017 at this point. And just to see, families in there renting Harry Potter movies or whatever, it was just like a total trip. And then as a documentary filmmaker, I was like, well, this, if I'm fascinated by this, lots of people are going to be fascinated by this. And then, eventually I said, hey, Zeke, are you fascinated by this? And they were like, yes, we have to make this movie.
It basically went Taylor said, I really want to make a documentary about Blockbuster. That we have one of the last few in town. And I was like, you mean the abandoned one?
Yeah.
He's like, it's not abandoned. And I was like, what? I'm in.
Yeah.
And were they renting out current releases also? Because
I
left. That's crazy to me because I left in 2012, in late 2012. That was and then I think they closed it the next year or something. And when that happened, we weren't getting as far as I know, we were getting less of the new releases. They weren't really sending out too many of them.
Yeah. Well, if you've seen our movie, then you know that they don't get the movies anymore. They have to go out and buy them themselves. So the distribution has kind of stopped or tapered off. So it's not like it used to be where there's 200 copies of Titanic or, a whole wall of The Matrix. It's more like how many copies can Sandy find of the new Avengers movie or Wonder Woman or whatever just came out on DVD. And she finds them just like you or I would by going to Walmart and going to Target and searching the bins.
I think even we had to do that a couple of times too.
Wow.
Yeah, lesser known movies, we had to do it. But so when you started with the documentary, there were maybe 4 stores left?
There were 12.
There were 12? Oh my
Mostly in
gosh.
Alaska.
Yeah.
Texas, Oregon, Alaska. And then later we found out that there was still one in Australia, but so I guess technically there were 13.
Oh wow. Yeah.
And
then all of
the Americans
were the bunch that were called Blockbuster in Italy, but they weren't actually Blockbuster.
That's funny.
Yeah. I've since heard, I think there's some in Mexico too, and they don't necessarily even rent movies or sell movies. It's just a blue sign that says Blockbuster, and inside is flip-flops and t-shirts.
Yeah.
Wow.
Just say hang loose.
That blows my mind.
They actually would make good merchandise, like ticket-shaped sandals or flip-flops. I'd buy those.
Me too.
So how did you come in contact with all of the celebrities, like and like Lauren Lapkus doing the narration for the movie, for the documentary? How did that sort of process start for you?
We actually started by just sitting on my couch writing up a list, like a wish list. And we got almost everybody that was on our wish list. We got some were friends of friends. I worked in Hollywood for a long time, for 2 decades. And so I've got friends who know people who know people, and those people know people. And they suggested contacting the other people.
Yeah.
And then a lot of them, Taylor's a wizard with the DM.
Yeah, we just cold called and like hit people up, slid into the DMs and said, hey, we're making a movie about Blockbuster Video. Do you want in? And I think, because of the name Blockbuster Video, people assumed we were a bigger deal than we were. For the most part, it was just Zeke and I making this movie.
Yeah, we had help from people here and there, but we had a great editor. But when we were actually in production, it was like you and me. And is there anyone in this town that might come and carry a bag from the car?
Right. Yeah. Well, oftentimes it'd be the kids who work at Blockbuster.
There you
go help us load in this equipment. But yeah, so we would, DM people like Lauren Lapkus and people like that and say, hey, we're making this movie about Blockbuster. And, that sounds pretty legit. And we always knew we were going to be a big hit on Netflix, but no one, at the time it's like, well, who are you? And what? I guess I do love Blockbuster.
Yeah.
It's such a great story.
In that very first development meeting on my couch when we were writing down ideas, I think it was you, Taylor, who just said, can you imagine if this ended up on Netflix? How ironic that would be. And I was like, oh my God, that would be hilarious. It's like Blockbuster putting a Netflix documentary in there.
Right.
Yes.
Which they have now. I don't know if you've seen.
Yeah, I actually watched it on Netflix last night.
Yeah. But we started with 2 big goals. And one was we have to get this movie out on DVD while the store is still open so people can rent it there, because that's full circle. And we did that late last year, and that was really exciting. And people rented it and bought it from the store, and that was great. But of course, it was during COVID time, so it wasn't exactly what we had imagined. It's not like we could hang out there and sign copies and meet and greet with all the people. We just sat at home and heard about it on the internet. But yeah, the other thing in that very first meeting was like, and wouldn't it be funny if our documentary about Blockbuster that everyone thinks was run out of business by Netflix ended up on Netflix?
Yeah. That's so funny. That's such a great story too, of like, people just discovering this thing on Netflix and going like, did Netflix produce this? Like,
except it doesn't have the Netflix logo on the top left corner like all their original titles do, and there's no pop like logo at the opening.
There is one in the middle of the movie.
Speaking of which, I did want to talk about that story that was brought up about the proposal for Blockbuster to purchase Netflix. How much of that was actually true?
All of it.
Yeah, we've heard it from multiple credible sources. It's just a lot funnier with puppets,
It totally is. That was great.
Puppets. In real life,
no, it actually did happen with puppets.
Yes.
People don't know that. Little known fact.
Yeah.
The Reed Hastings puppet walked in.
Yeah, everyone just turned into felt and cloth that day.
It was very weird.
It's like that Angel episode. Suddenly he became a Jim Henson Muppet. All right, so one of the things that I want to ask you about too is that the actual video cassette tape that you guys had produced, like, was that one in the movie? Were you handing that one around to your different interviewees? Yeah, that particular one.
This one?
Yeah, like I was amazed at how like authentic it was, because you guys even had like the case that was sort of like breaking apart, and like the plastic is warped and everything. Like that's amazing. And the previewed 199 sticker, dude, that killed me.
Taylor's very talented at creating mock-ups.
Yeah, it's so great.
It fooled everybody.
It's so great.
Yeah, that's a pretty perfect mock-up.
And then
what was the actual movie? What was the actual movie? What was the actual movie in there?
Oh, that it's taped over. You can kind of see it through the light. It's Scent of a Woman.
So when everyone was smelling the VHS, it was Scent of a Woman.
But this one, you can't really see it in the movie. Can't see it here, but this one is actually a Pacific Video rental VHS. And Pacific Video is the chain that became this Blockbuster.
Yeah.
So it's not from that specific store. It's from the Redmond one, I think. But this is as authentic as it gets. And then after we finished the movie, I did record it onto this tape. So the people who are, sniffing this movie and saying like, oh my gosh, am I in here? They're in here now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's the perfect time capsule.
Yeah. Hopped into your DeLorean and took it back in time.
But they were talking about how like kids nowadays are looking at that sort of thing, and they're amazed by the fact that by like magnetic media, and finding out that like, you can actually store a movie on that, because they're so used to it just being out in the ether and just streaming.
Wait till they see a laser disc.
Yeah.
Man,
and Lunchmeat ended up producing actual for sale VHS copies of our movie, which is super cool. They did an awesome job.
They're even cooler looking than this one. They're on yellow and blue VHS tapes, which is really, really cool. Awesome. They sold out really fast, but they are releasing more. If anybody wants to go to their Instagram or whatever, Lunchmeat VHS, and pick one of those up, because they're going to sell out again real fast.
Very cool. Very cool. Yeah, that is totally worth a purchase, I think.
Unfortunately, those aren't taped over Scent of a Woman.
Well, we don't know that.
We can't
say that 100%.
Can't prove it.
Excess copies of Scent of a Woman. There you go.
Yeah.
The never rented versions. Mike, you got more questions, man?
So after I watched the documentary, I was remembering an article I read sometime last year of that last Blockbuster opening up an Airbnb. And I was curious, was was that something that you guys heard about after making the film, or is that sort of when exactly did you finish making the film? Because I was kind of surprised that the Airbnb never actually came up in the documentary.
Yeah. Well, we did hear about that early on. We're pretty well connected in the world of Blockbuster Video, so we tend to get a heads up on things like that. But that was happening. It was originally supposed to happen right around when we were going to have our world premiere, and we actually were talking to Airbnb about, doing a big block party and setting up a big outdoor screening and doing it at their event. And it was supposed to be a global event that people could come from all over. But then when COVID hit, first it was canceled and then postponed indefinitely. And then when they finally did do the Airbnb thing, it was for locals only. Of course, we couldn't have a large public gathering and show the movie or do anything like that. So all we could do is slip a copy of our movie on VHS into their little living room setup that they did. But that all happened after we were done. The movie wrapped, at the very beginning of 2020, I think we had our final edit. And then we added this little Jimmy Kimmel clip of the store being open during the pandemic that we kind of slipped in after the movie was done to be like,
at the very last
we're
second.
still relevant. This is from years and years ago. This is still happening.
It felt important to have that. I was watching the movie again last night on Netflix, and I was really glad we put that in there. I feel like it really set it in time.
Yeah, it showed, because I think without that, everybody's first question would be like, but did they close because of the pandemic? And so
yeah, that was kind of scary, actually.
Yeah, they're still open, and they're still doing it. They're doing mostly online sales now. T-shirts, and of course the last Blockbuster on DVD is a big seller.
And meanwhile, Family Video didn't survive. Actually, I think they're closing down their physical stores. Now they're just going to like digital, which that was bittersweet, because it was very much a tourist attraction. I remember Family Video because it was near the lake that my grandparents used to live at, and I would just go there. I think one time I spent 30 minutes there just to look for something. But yeah, that's pretty bittersweet. That's unfortunate, actually, because not even Family Video, like that was actually kind of newsworthy that they were still around while Blockbuster wasn't. And
they had 250 stores up until 2 months ago.
Wow. Jeez.
Kiana, do you mind if I ask the next question?
Go for it.
All right, so you guys brought up a pretty impressive roster for this documentary in terms of interviewees, like Kevin Smith and Jamie Kennedy and Ron Funches and Lloyd Kaufman, which is the highlights of it. Was he? I gotta ask, was he really that difficult to work with?
Yes, I mean, so he is.
Lloyd Kaufman is the sweetest. One of the sweetest men on earth.
Yes,
he would be very upset for us to reveal that truth about him.
Yeah, he doesn't like it when people know he's sweet. But in reality,
loved him.
I've looked up to Lloyd for 30 years. In the 80s, his movies. I mean, I didn't even know about independent versus mainstream movie. I was too young. I just thought his movies were cool because they were so bananas. But later you learn how hard it is to make independent anything in a world that's run by giant corporations like Blockbuster. And Lloyd Kaufman is just like as real as it gets in the like, roll up your sleeves, make stuff, fight the system, do all that. So, I mean, looking up to him for all these years, it was amazing when he even said yes to be in the movie.
Oh yeah, he was one of the people on the list that, I mean, he's a huge hero. He's my hero. And he is a filmmaker hero. And anyone who doesn't know about him, whether you like his movies or not, and I personally, I love them because they're exactly what they're supposed to be. Very few movies are exactly what they're supposed to be. And his movies are. And when we put him on the list, I was like, this is not going to happen. Like, he hates Blockbuster. He's not going to. And then he said yes.
And he does hate Blockbuster.
He does.
And we needed that in the movie because honestly, when we started, I thought more people would be negative about it because Blockbuster did run a lot of mom and pop video stores out of business. And they were, the Walmart of home video rentals. And they were this big, dominant beast that went around crushing local independent stores. So I thought a lot of people would say, well, I like renting movies, but I hated Blockbuster. But what happened?
We had a whole segment planned where it was just going to be all the people that we interviewed that hated Blockbuster. And it was just Lloyd. It
was just Lloyd. So that's how he ended up with his 112 seconds of Lloyd Kaufman, which another genius move by our editor, Tim, because I wouldn't have thought to leave in the part where Lloyd Kaufman and I have a little fight. I would have been too embarrassed to leave that in, but it's a lot of people's favorite part of the movie. So
yeah,
that is great. Actually cool that you brought that up, that Blockbuster, in hindsight, now that people kind of realize what we took for granted, it does kind of make us see rose tinted glasses, but we also should kind of remember that it was a point where it was just mainly just a corporation. But it's kind of interesting how our perspectives change once that now that there's only one Blockbuster left. Like it's adopted more of this family. Now it's literally become a mom and pop store because there's like family, and that's interesting. How times change and different opinions just kind of arise. That we just, now that it's like a razor's edge, we just kind of we love it for that. Actually, it's like if McDonald's all of a sudden just became one store, and we just start loving it all over again. And
Well, I
just kind of forget about the complaints you had against it.
I think the thought that didn't occur to us was, like, I grew up in cities and things, so there were lots of options. But several of the people that we interviewed said, I'm not gonna, like, when I would question, how do you feel about them putting so many independents out of business and their effect on the independent film world in general, because they could control what movies got bought. And people that I really thought were gonna just go off instead were like, that was the only video store there in my whole town. If that wasn't there, there wouldn't have been a video store. The people that were in smaller towns, they said this was my movie education, and they had no hard feelings about it at all, and it really made a lot of sense, but it wasn't something that occurred to me in the beginning.
Even
we were
like
big.
Go ahead.
We were just big supporters of the local video store. Like, in my mind, if someone had interviewed me for the movie, I would have been like, yeah, it sucked that they put the local video stores out of business, but I still went there to rent The Matrix when my local store was all out because they only had 2 copies. So a little bit hypocritical.
So, like, one of my favorite segments as well, besides the Lloyd Kaufman one, which was great, was the interview with Jamie Kennedy, where he brought up the Blockbuster Entertainment team, because I had forgotten about that. And like, I remember those commercials, but like, that was just insanity, man. Like that's so 90s to me, the fact that they actually did all this stuff. It was such like 90s advertising 101. It's just amazing.
Jamie Kennedy's awesome. Like, we wanted him initially. He made our list because, one, we love him. He's hilarious. Perfect 90s. Like, he's so, the peak of his popularity was really set in that exact right time period. There were a lot of things that made us want a specific person, but also because he was in that famous scene in Scream where he worked in a video store.
Yes.
So when we started trying to get him, it was very difficult. I would say he was maybe the most difficult get of everybody that we had him in the movie.
Up until the day, like, I remember showing up at his house and we had a bet, like, I don't know, 50-50, he's not going to show.
Yeah, we're going to be there. Or you're going to show up with cameras and he won't even be there.
He was so aloof. Like, he was just like, yeah, I guess, maybe, sure, whatever.
And he like wanted to change the release form and it just felt like he really didn't want to do it. And we're like, is he going to be there? And then not only was he there, he had planned. It was like he was, what was the Jamie Kennedy experiment where he would do like,
he was running a prank on us for sure.
He was running a prank on us the whole time. He was so excited to do it, and he's been so great, so supportive. Anytime we ask him if he'll share information with his followers, he does. Like, he's so supportive of the movie. He was just pulling a fast one on us.
Would he ever reprise the Blockbuster Entertainment team?
I bet he would.
I wonder if he would, or like something like it. Where he's just like maybe the Netflix Entertainment team, the Net.
The Net.
I love it. I love it. Let's pitch it to him. I bet he will.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Yes.
You got to pay him as much as Blockbuster paid him, though.
Oh, darn. Yeah, that might be an issue.
Just a lot.
Well, he can do that for us, maybe. I don't know. But anyway, so yeah, that was one thing. And then I wanted to ask you guys as well, like, did you get any support from Dish Network making this documentary? Like, did you have to contact them at all for this?
We did have to contact them.
Yeah.
They weren't not supportive.
Yeah, they were supportive in that they didn't try to stop us.
Okay. Yeah.
That sounds about right. From my experience.
I greatly appreciate that. I mean, even though legally we had the right to make the movie. They're a very large company that could have pressured us with lawyers to dissuade us. And they didn't, which I appreciate.
Yeah. And then once the movie was done, they never said anything good about it, but they didn't say anything bad about it. And we did have to go to them to license our VHS copies. And they were very cool about that. So it's been an okay relationship. It's weird, making a documentary about a corporation, and we don't ever say anything bad about Dish because we weren't really around when Blockbuster made all of their mistakes. But it's still weird
Dish
to
didn't do anything bad.
Yeah, but they are in the movie. We do talk about them, and then to go to them and say like, yeah, can we license your logo for some stuff? Is that
we were going to try and get somebody high up that was there during the buying process to interview, but we couldn't even find a name. Like
and now Dish only there's like one person in charge of the Blockbuster department, and he just approves t-shirt licenses for Hot Topic and stuff. That's his job. And he oversees the one store, so Sandy calls him and says, hey, we want to put out a new beanie. Is that cool? And he says, sure, do it.
And I imagine that's like the smallest part of his job. Like the rest of his job is probably like, G5 and T1 lines and like all kinds of stuff that's way more pressing.
Yeah. Although I bet he had a pretty cool meeting when Marvel came to him about doing the Captain Marvel movie.
Captain Marvel, yes.
Oh, yeah, that was a highlight.
They for sure had to approve all of that, and they probably had to give them, resources of like, this is what our shelves looked like, and here's an old sign we have in storage and all that. I wonder if they made a new sign with that Marvel money.
They probably. Prop department.
It might just be CGI.
Yeah. It's just all CGI. It's like the Mandalorian.
Yes.
It's all you have is just CGI, like CGI sets. Oh man, that's great. Yeah. Dish was interesting when they took us over. I'm not gonna say anything bad about them, of course, but like, yeah, that was a transition, I remember. So is Sandy's store considered like, is her store considered a franchise, or is it's still corporate, right?
Never been
franchise.
It's never been corporate. Okay, that's interesting.
All the corporate stores closed in 2014.
Oh, true. Yeah.
They went out of business.
Yeah.
And only franchises hung on. Some, like we said, 12, 13 of them hung on until 2017. And then they really started dropping like flies around the time
I remember that.
This movie. We originally wanted to go film at all of the stores, and then they closed so fast we couldn't get there.
I gotta say this. That segment where it was talking about after the economic crash of 2008, and it was something in 2013 where you had that news clip of everything has to go, Blockbuster's closing all their stores. That news clip that you guys used, that was from Grand Rapids, local news. I live in Rockford in Michigan, which is a suburb of Grand Rapids, so that part hit extra hard for me, and I was not expecting that.
Store.
Yeah.
Oh man,
I was not expecting that. Like, actually, to hit even harder because in 2013 they were having a buyout sale. Everything had to go, so I actually bought 3 movies there. It was a Futurama movie, I think Bender's Big Score, Apocalypto, and Buried, that movie with Ryan Reynolds.
Oh yeah.
So.
Nice.
Yeah, so I just had to make the most of it. I still have a popcorn bucket that I got as a Christmas gift back in 2009, which I still haven't popped because I'm saving it for this really good occasion.
Letting it age like fine wine.
Exactly.
Oh man, that's great. Yeah. So what was it like getting Kevin Smith for this? Was he an easy get?
He said yes really early on, but he's such a busy guy.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's one of the only people where we don't live in LA, so we had to fly down for a lot of these things. And we tried to schedule as much as we could on each trip so that, if something fell through, we didn't waste a trip. But I think his fell through at least once, was rescheduled 3 times.
Yeah, 3, I think.
Yeah. And it took the better part of a year from when he said yes until we filmed that.
Oh man.
Great guy.
Oh yeah.
Awesome of him to be a part of the movie, and he's been real supportive too. But yeah, and he was making 2 movies at the time and 9 podcasts and hosting the IMDb talk shows and all these things. And so the fact that we got him for half a day was pretty big.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
At the top of our list from the beginning too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because he famously, started out working at a video store. Him and Tarantino, who was not as eager to be in our movie.
He was interested, but he was busy making his final film and wasn't interested enough to make the time. We were like, we'll come on set. We'll do whatever.
Oh man.
Do whatever you want. We'll wait your trailer. Just ask you one question. Whatever you want. That didn't happen. There were only 2 people really that we were at the top of in the top 5 that top 10 even that we weren't able to get in the film. It was Tarantino and Pauly Shore. That's it.
Oh man. That would have been so awesome to see Pauly Shore and Quentin Tarantino in this. My God.
They'll be in the sequel.
Yes.
The next Blockbuster.
The next one.
The next
I love it.
Blockbuster.
I love it. We need to make that happen, man. Put that on Kickstarter. I'll back it immediately. Mike, do you have any more questions at hand?
I think I've asked pretty much everything, except for one more. Let's say we're in an alternate reality in which Blockbuster did purchase Netflix.
I think we are too.
Like how different do you think things would be today?
There wouldn't be a Netflix. It would just be called Blockbuster.
Yeah. It might be different.
Yeah.
I could see there being fewer streamers because
Yeah.
Blockbuster, the one thing they did have going for them was the relationships with all of the movie companies across the industry. And because they didn't have skin in the game, they weren't making their own movies really. They were, partnering with all of the movie studios equally. So, whereas Netflix comes out at first, they're aggregating everything and they have all the cool movies, and then slowly they transition into making their own content, which is great. They make great stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But then as soon as they stop getting Paramount movies, you see Paramount Plus pop up and HBO Max and Disney Plus, and then all these segmented things. And I think there could have been the possibility of a world where Blockbuster made a different kind of deal with everybody, and there was just one streaming service instead of 9. And I would rather live in that world where you go to Blockbuster and they just have all the movies and you don't have to have 12 subscriptions.
Oh yeah. Because now it's just
true.
reported streaming for all these services that it actually costs more than cable.
I'm not surprised.
100%. And you still got to pay $30 extra for a new Disney movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy.
Yeah. And when you run a little independent niche website and then you have to review it for said website, you got to pay that extra $30 just to be timely with the content.
Yeah, your review should just be like, I instead bought dinner. It was delicious. I'll let you know how the movie was in a couple weeks when it's free.
That should have been our review. To be honest, that really should have been it. Yes. Yeah. So, one of the crazy things too, because now thinking about this totally makes sense to me, and I hadn't really considered it, which is that the sequence where you show Sandy and how she has to take care of her store, and the fact that she has to fix her own computers, that to me just like I did not think of that, and now I'm going over it in my head and thinking about like back in when I worked at that place and what that would have been like if we had survived as a store. It would have just been insanity. And yeah, she's right. Like the generation coming up does not know what a floppy disk is. So it's like, yeah, I just it blew my mind. I was like, she's a trooper. Like truly she is. I'm just amazed at what she does and the fact that, her store is thriving and still going on. It's just amazing.
Yeah, she gets all the credit for that. If it wasn't for Sandy, they would have closed years ago.
Yeah.
Sure.
That's for sure. That's what Ken told us. It's like you said, she's fixing the computers, she's going out and buying the movies. But then there's all those other things, like it's Blockbuster Video, but now it is the smallest of small businesses. You know, they have maybe 20 employees, and she's like running payroll, but also if they need to put up a display for a new movie, she has to like Photoshop it and print it out and cut it out and go put it up in the store. You know, there is no corporate. They used to get, you know, movie posters and all these promo materials and all these things from corporate.
Yeah.
And that's all gone. You know, they have like a rug in the front that says Blockbuster. It's a nice blue rug. And then it wore out. So she had to have a new one made. And she's like, where do I get the file for the logo and send it and find a rug maker and send it off? And so it's like crazy to think about how much harder her job has become in the 17 years she's worked there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like night and day.
Doing everyone's job now.
Yeah. Yeah, there's no distro to come in and save you when you're like running low on movies anymore. And you know, like, where does she get candy from and stuff like that? I mean, how does that work?
There's some clips of that in the movie. She goes out and buys it.
She just goes out and buys it. Yeah, I mean, it's just
a warehouse club
amazing.
Kind of thing.
Yeah, but it's crazy to think it's her, right? She doesn't have an employee that goes out and buys the candy.
Yeah,
that would be an easy job to, you know, delegate. But no, I mean, she's the heart of that store, and she keeps it going, you know, because she loves it for no other reason. She doesn't need that pressure. Although I think she's kind of enjoying the little bit of celebrity she's kind of achieved from this.
Oh, absolutely. I mean,
who wouldn't at that point?
Yeah,
especially around Bend, everybody knows Sandy here. She is.
Oh, I bet.
A local hero.
Yeah. That's one of the things too that tripped me out, was the fact that like now it's almost a tourist attraction. Like if I made the jump from Florida over to Oregon, you know, in post-COVID situations, and I wanted to visit like the last Blockbuster, I mean, that would be legit exciting for me as someone who used to work at a Blockbuster. That would just still be like fun.
When you walk in, it would blow your mind.
Yeah.
No matter what you think in advance.
Yeah.
You know, what Doug Benson experiences in the movie is really what everyone who comes to visit the store experiences the first time they walk in. They're just shocked that it runs through on different levels through your body at the same time.
Yeah, it transports you back to where you were like all those years ago. Like for me, it would be like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah. Very, very cool. Place. It is. It's Disney World.
Yeah.
It's like a mecca for film buffs.
Exactly.
It really is. Where else are you gonna go? You know?
Yeah.
Planet Hollywood.
Yeah. It was fascinating too, that part where you mentioned that John Oliver helped you guys out by reporting that Russell Crowe was lending his memorabilia over to the Blockbuster stores in Alaska. Like his role from Cinderella Man, or you know, his gladiator outfit, and that was fun. I hope he understands and appreciates the help that he's put into preserving this store.
I saw that episode of Last Week Tonight when it aired. Just like, and yeah, I was so waiting for that. I was waiting for their announcement of like how that turned out. Where like I think it was the Alaska store that got it initially.
Yep, yeah. It was the Alaska store, and then once that closed down, all that stuff got transported to Bend.
Mm-hmm. It is funny, but a lot of people come into the store now, and they've never seen John Oliver, and they haven't seen our movie yet. So it's very confusing that there's this museum inside a Blockbuster, and all it has is Russell Crowe's, you know, robe and the hood from Robin Hood and all these things. And it's like, there is no logical reason, and they don't have like a sign up that explains it. It's just there. So a lot of people come in and you'll hear him like, why Russell Crowe?
Why this?
It's not like he has a new movie out he's promoting.
Why the leather jockstrap in the middle of the store? It's just, gosh, mysteries of the universe. That's cool. I love that. Yeah. So tell us about any upcoming projects that you guys have in the pipeline. Is there anything going on right now? I know we're in the time of COVID, but like, do you guys have any plans coming up that you can talk about?
I'd love to go to Hawaii and take a vacation.
I'd love to go
Same.
back.
Yeah.
We have stuff that we're developing, but nothing that we're talking about right now.
Okay, gotcha.
Nothing until we're post-COVID for sure.
Yeah, understand.
We're gonna stay home and watch Netflix for a while.
Yeah.
I hear they've got some good stuff now.
They do.
At least in the documentary area.
Yes, indeed. Put that on a loop.
Yes, please. If you're listening to this and you have Netflix and you're not watching anything else, just put our movie on a loop.
Exactly. Put it on a loop.
It can't hurt.
Yeah. Watch it the first time, and then when you're cooking dinner or something, you can just have that going on, just like keep that going.
Actually, we did do a really fun live commentary track over at Film Threat. So if you want to watch it a second time and pull that up on YouTube on your laptop or your phone or something, we had Sandy and Jared and our editor Tim was there, and we talked through it with Chris Gore from Film Threat, and we did like a live audio commentary.
That's cool.
That's
Definitely
awesome.
watch the movie a second time and pull up that Film Threat video.
I didn't know that. Oh my god!
I might have to do that next time I put this on.
Yes,
it was super fun.
Yeah. Oh man, that's a great commentary track. Yeah, I can imagine it. That's gonna be awesome. Yeah, I've seen it twice, so I definitely need to, twice in full. So I definitely need to go and check that out as well. So it's on Film Threat.
On their YouTube channel.
Okay, sweet. Yeah, we'll link to that. Actually, we'll put it in the show notes and link to it. Where can people follow you if they want to get updates on what you're working on? Like, is there any place on social media or that we can find you?
Last Blockbuster is all over social media.
Gotcha.
Last Blockbuster movie on Instagram and Facebook, Last Blockbuster on TikTok, and Last Block Doc on Twitter. That's a great place to keep in touch. I'm sure we'll announce there if we ever do anything else, but this is probably it. This is the peak of movie making. So we made a movie about movies that you can rent at Blockbuster and stream on Netflix. That's as good as it gets.
I was watching it. I watched it again last night because it was the premiere Netflix day. And my son started noticing some of the detail. It's very meta. The movie's very meta, and we intentionally put a lot of stuff in there, subtle things that we were hoping people would enjoy watching it many, many, many times. And next time you watch it through, pay attention to what the titles are of the DVDs when we're showing DVDs on the shelf.
Yeah, I did that. I was like, oh look, there's The Visit, or oh look, there's James and the Giant Peach.
I picked up on Ready or Not, Atomic Blonde.
Yes,
a lot of some of my favorites in there of recent titles.
Yeah,
there's no accidents in the movie. There's like, if it's a movie you've never heard of, it's because the title's referencing what we're talking about emotionally or something in the movie. And my wife's like, "Oh my god, that was such a cool idea! I didn't even notice that the first 3 times."
Yeah, I mean, you guys did great work on this documentary. I have to say, like, for me, it was a nostalgia trip, and it was like, I learned things that I didn't know, and just, I mean, my hat's off to everybody who remembers Blockbuster fondly, and also to the people that keep this Last Blockbuster running. I mean, I'm incredibly amazed by the work that they do. So yeah, just from a former employee to them, I would just like to say like kudos, and to you guys as well for putting the spotlight on it and just reminding us that, hey, this is still out there. And
if you want to help support the store, they sell employee t-shirts and those hats, although Sandy doesn't like me to remind people about those. And you can get our DVD Blu-ray there. And as Taylor tells people, an actual Blockbuster kid touched that DVD and put it in a box, wearing a blue shirt. A little bit of Blockbuster air will be in the box.
And they put a little note in there too, and they sign it. They go above and beyond. You really should order something from the store if it's our movie, or just they sell membership cards, just whatever you can, because right now during COVID, that's what's keeping them going. So, if you like our movie, definitely support the store.
Awesome.
It's worth it. If people stop supporting them, it won't exist.
Can you still rent a room there and just have a 90s pizza party?
Well, I can. You can't. That's not a thing. That was a one-time Airbnb promotional thing. But when COVID is over, I think, Zeke and I and our friends and families might have a slumber party at Blockbuster just because we can.
That's a good idea.
Such a great idea. That was such a great idea, the Airbnb thing. Like I want them to revisit that maybe sometime down the line post-COVID, maybe. I bet that would be very successful. So, well, you guys, we don't want to, Taylor and Zeke, we don't want to keep you for too long because I know you guys probably have a very busy day ahead of you. So thank you for coming on our show, and thank you so much for producing, directing, writing this documentary, reminding me of the good old days. I made a lot of friends at my Blockbuster, a lot of coworkers that I still am in touch with to this day, and my old managers and my old the old district manager and I are friends on Facebook. So it's like, it's a part of my life that means a lot to me. So you guys really reminded me of that. And I just want to thank you for producing it. And
thank you.
Yeah.
You're very welcome. Thanks for watching it.
Yeah. And definitely let us know whenever you need support or anything, you're always welcome on the show.
Fantastic.
Yeah. So Mike, you got any final thoughts?
Just everyone check out The Last Blockbuster on Netflix, Amazon, wherever you want to watch it. And yes, definitely support the Blockbuster through any way possible. If you live in Bend, like once it's safe, you can go back and rent wherever you want there, or just support them online, buy some merch, buy a Blockbuster member card just to have. And yeah, that's about it.
Jacob, any final thoughts, man?
You guys covered a subject I didn't think would be necessary a few years ago, but you made it necessary. You gave us a really great insightful look into this store that's all of a sudden meant so much for so many people. I had a blast watching it. I never thought I'd get misty-eyed over late fees and easily breakable VHS tapes. So, hey, you guys did a good job on that. So, yeah, watch The Last Blockbuster on Netflix or on any VOD platform you can find.
Yeah. And man, that I got to say one more thing, which was the Blockbuster Entertainment Awards. I forgot about those, and now I just man, I long for those days. Those were so much fun. All right, guys. So Mike, you want to start the outro here?
Thank you guys for listening to this special Renegade Pop Culture interview. Before we head out, Jacob, where can everyone find you online?
You can find me on Facebook and Twitter under Jacob Krehbiel, Krehbiel, and I'm also part of the Renegade Pop Culture Facebook group.
And Kiona?
All right, guys, you can find us at renegadepopculture.com. That is where we have our show notes. That is where we have our episodes, articles. Anybody wants to write any articles, you guys can always do that. And you can find us on Twitter and Facebook at Ren Pop Culture. That's Ren No Stimpy. And you can find our Facebook group at facebook.com/group/RPC42. And that is about it for us. Yeah.
And you can find me on Twitter at Captain K42. Check out all my quick thought reviews on letterboxd.com/Coach K42. And you can find me in all the various Facebook groups just at my name. You can check out Renegade Pop Culture on Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen. And as Kiona mentioned, our website is renegadepopculture.com. Need an escape? So do we. That'll do it for this Renegade Pop Culture podcast. We will catch you guys later. Peace out.
See ya.
See you guys.
Be kind, rewind.